Maybe.
No, we never did that janky ass song.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey. Why does it sound like that?
You don't like that one?
Not that weird. Like, and the fact that you did it to me, not blinking.
Amanda. Guys, welcome to Real Awkward. This is the best damn podcast you heard today. My name's Andy.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Ashley, although I may not sound
This is a darker version of Ashley today.
Ashley.
I like gothic.
Ash caught the crud.
My name is Ashley. I like goth.
In fact, my kid gave the crud to everybody.
Everybody at a birthday party got sick.
Yes, that is correct. I can attest. That happened.
Well, that's what happens when you live for
Freaking
18
Typhoid
months
Mary up there.
inside your home without visiting anyone. You
Non-COVID.
go out for just a minute and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Non-COVID.
Guys, if you
Yeah,
clicked,
tested negative.
no COVID. We were good there.
Just everything else.
Just everything else. Any other cold probably mixed in. Guys, if you clicked on this episode, it's not about colds. It is about Power Rangers. Right, Amanda?
She just hates that voice
I hate it
so much.
I hate it. So here's the deal. Andy and I love Power Rangers.
Yes, we
and,
do.
We have talked about doing a Power Ranger episode for a long time, and Ashley has very much said,
And aversion. Yes.
I don't want to do it.
Guys, I don't like Power Rangers. That's what she would
doesn't
say.
cry.
Said it exactly like that.
Ay, 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 ay. Rangers.
We figured we would do, kind of following a series of what we've been doing recently, is Power Rangers 101.
If you guys have not listened to our other 101 series, go check them out. We've got Comic Books 101. We've got
Wrestling
101. And we did another 101 series.
Anime with Billy.
Anime.
right.
If you guys want to learn about these fantastic nerds
Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
stuff, learn it, live it, love it. Amanda's about to hit us up with some of that Power Ranger goodness.
Yeah, so basically, I'm not going to go, too wildly, into the lore.
She only has 14 pages of notes.
Okay, so just so people know,
Yeah.
when I do research, I don't just pull up a fucking BuzzFeed list, okay?
I go deep.
I get
What
a
you know
notebook.
about rolling
I have
down in the deep?
I have a steno pad, and we do some work, okay?
I mean, you don't just read directly from the
Yeah.
website.
I don't, Andy.
Listen, I pull out the nuggets for your enjoyment.
Okay, anyway. So basically I'm going to talk about kind of everything about Power Rangers.
Yeah, let's do it.
There is so many seasons that if I got into the deep lore and each character,
Right.
Truthfully, I don't want to do that.
We'd be here all day, and I think our audience would be like, okay, now that you've talked about the 17th version of the Power Rangers,
Right.
I've moved on to another criminal podcast.
Right.
Yes.
Another true crime podcast. So
Yeah.
basically, I'm just going to kind of start at the beginning of where it came from and all that stuff. And we're going to go from there.
I love
Okay?
it.
So Power Rangers, the original show of Power Rangers was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, started
Yep.
in 1993.
Right.
It's based on a Japanese franchise called Super Sentai. Okay, so basically in the 80s, a man named Haim Saban went to Japan and was watching this show called Super Sentai. And he was involved with making other shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And the idea of taking bits of Japanese shows and adapting them for an American audience had been tried a couple other times before with zero success. The shows never even got made.
Interesting.
There
Okay.
was Stan Lee actually tried to do a Spider-Man show that I think 1 or 2 episodes ever got made, but
Yeah.
it never caught on.
Never got off the ground.
Yeah, so Saban was in Japan and was watching Super Sentai and was like, we could do this in America.
Right.
Basically, he had a meeting with Fox, and the person who he had a meeting with was the woman who was spearheading the Spider-Man show.
Oh, okay.
So she knew
Right.
what he was talking about.
Right. About this world.
And the Power Rangers was born.
And so what he's seeing, though, is monsters battling in the city, and he's seeing these cool action moves, and he's just like, I can do something with this.
He's seeing these people in the suits,
Right.
And they have like mechanical robots that they all jump into and that they control.
This is and it's such a throwback to Godzilla stuff.
Yes, very much.
Right.
So, Power Rangers 1993. So basically, kind of like I mentioned, creating a Power Rangers episode involves revising the original Super Sentai episodes to add American culture,
Right.
and to follow American TV standards. That was also very important.
Sure.
So, it would be too difficult to dub over the original dialogue with the original Japanese actors.
Right.
So, Power Rangers episodes consist of scenes from Super Sentai, like the fight scenes and everything, and then in America, filmed their own scenes with the American actors.
All the story-driven stuff, yeah.
And then the Super Sentai fight scenes were usually dubbed over with the American actors, being like,
yeah.
Setsuya! So,
Kimberly! I love it.
What I find very interesting is that the story of Super Sentai and the story of Power Rangers in the beginning were two vastly different stories.
Oh, interesting. It wasn't, I need teenagers with attitudes.
No, it was very much just kind of like they were just taking what they needed.
Right.
And then adapting it to make an American TV show.
Sure.
And especially in the first season, first season,
right.
you can see that, like, I'm making up stuff, but like in one episode, there'll be like a scene of like the Red Ranger in a certain background doing a move, getting ready for a fight.
Right.
And then like 2 episodes later, it's the same scene.
Oh, okay.
I've noticed that.
So they would
Yes.
like reuse footage
As they needed it.
Right. Which that
Or
makes sense. Yeah.
Them
sure.
getting hit, or
Yeah.
like them like doing it's Morphin time and
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
right.
Like it would just be reused over and over.
Sure,
again.
which makes sense.
Well, because at the beginning especially, they probably only had a finite amount of footage.
Right. Now, you probably have already said this, or you're going to talk about it. Like Power Rangers in general, like what it is, like what's the show? What is it even about?
So basically, I'll just start with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
Right.
because it has changed so much.
Right.
Basically, the Power Rangers are. The show essentially starts with a guy named Zordon, right? He's like an alien.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs to find Earth's mightiest warriors
Right.
to help protect the world and other worlds from whatever bad guy the season is.
Right, like insert bad guy.
Yes, whatever
each
generic
season,
bad
yeah.
guy.
Right.
So, I'm a little biased. I think Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is the best.
I agree.
I think it had some of the best bad guys. I think it was incredible.
Introduction of Rita Repulsa.
Yes,
Yeah.
Rita Repulsa is easily like my favorite bad guy of all time.
Right.
So her character design is incredible. Like her voice is incredible. Like
It's time to conquer.
oh god, and like she's so annoying, but I love it.
Yeah.
And she's such a cool bad guy.
Yeah, she is a cool bad guy.
And
I agree.
so basically, Rita Repulsa is released, and she wants to take over the Earth and like other worlds.
Right.
So Zordon, her like and nemesis,
Counter. yeah. Yeah.
he
right.
needs Rangers
Yep.
to help protect the Earth.
Rangers.
So he gets them from Angel Grove.
Of course.
And conveniently, it's a group of teenagers with attitude.
Right.
And they all wear the color that they end up being the Ranger
right,
of.
and they all have separate personalities, and
Yes, and they all conveniently love karate.
yes, they do. Yeah, even Billy loves karate.
Oh, yeah.
But he learns it in the show, if I'm not mistaken, too. Who's the Blue Ranger, and he's supposed to be the nerd. Because each one has its own, like, archetype, right? Weren't they, like, making fun of each, like, clique?
I don't think they were making fun of at all.
Oh, sorry. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean making fun. Sorry. I meant that they were hitting on the cliques that were
absolutely.
popular at the time. A popular girl, a
So, yeah,
jock.
so basically,
Yeah.
like, if we can talk, we can talk about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, right?
Yeah.
So Jason was the Red Ranger. Right. He was the leader. He was the guy, the alpha male in
Right.
charge.
And very much a jock.
Yes.
Yes.
Then you had Billy. He was the Blue Ranger. His character type was just nerd.
He was a nerd, and he was the equivalent of Donatello in Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Yes.
He would work with Alpha 5 a lot to figure stuff out.
Oh, Billy.
And
Alpha 5 is Zordon's like little assistant.
Alpha 5 is Zordon's personal assistant. And so interestingly enough, Billy is I'll come back to this, but Billy stays with the show for a significant amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
He leaves being an actual ranger, and
Right.
he ends up working with Alpha 5 as, like, the liaison.
Yeah, he's like the tech.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
So you have, you have Jason and Billy, and then you have Kimberly.
Popular
she
girl.
is the pretty girl.
Yep.
She's the Pink Ranger.
Yes, she is.
You have Trini.
She's the smart one.
The smart one.
Yep.
She's the Yellow Ranger.
Yep.
You have Zach. He's the, I'm sorry, it's the early 90s. He's the urban one.
But also like hip,
He's
cool.
He's cool.
The dancer.
He's the Black Ranger.
I would equate Zach to the party boy.
Sure.
Like, I mean, he's basically Michelangelo. And
Yes.
Ninja Turtles, yes.
And then little bit into the season, you have Tommy.
Right, who's the
He's
outcast.
the rebel.
Yeah, right.
He's
Yes,
the-
yeah, he is. He's like a Breakfast Club. That guy.
Yes.
That's
Judd Nelson,
Yeah.
huge nostrils.
Yes.
He's the white / Green Ranger.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
So basically every episode, there's some new bad guy that Rita Repulsa will send down to Angel Grove,
Right.
and they have to go fight him.
Right.
Usually the show follows a very formulaic thing.
Right.
So what'll happen is there's some scenario that the Power Rangers are doing. Bulk and Skull are involved somehow.
Which is like the comedy relief in the show.
Yes, they're involved somehow, but the Rangers are doing something innocuous.
Right.
And then Putties, which are like her little henchmen, they will come and they'll be in a fight. Usually they're playing clothes when they're in the fight.
Yeah. Right.
And
yes,
then-
they're all in their street clothes.
Yes. And then, like, the new bad guy,
Yeah.
they'll see him, and then they'll go, oh, man, we need our suits. It's Morphin time.
Yeah, because he's like a little too powerful for them to fight him in his street clothes.
Yes.
Like, what was the pig?
There's the pig,
First
and then-
episode was the pig. What was his name?
Couldn't tell you.
Ham-a-lot or something like that? I don't
Something.
remember.
There's like a Pharaoh King.
Yes.
There's like a pumpkin head guy. There's a fish guy.
Actually,
There's an armadillo guy.
the main brute or like second in command for Rita, his name's Goldar.
Goldar.
Epic.
Yeah. Rita and Goldar. Rita
Yeah.
Repulsa and Goldar are two of my favorite characters, like of kids' TV of all time.
Yeah, Goldar's like an Anubis, like a
Goldar
Yeah.
is like a navy blue dog.
yeah,
And
in golden armor.
He's in a golden armor and he has big gold wings.
and it sounds really dumb, but he looks awesome.
Goldar
He
is
looks
legit.
fantastic.
Rita
It's
Repulsa and
like-
Goldar are
like,
the
dude,
coolest freaking characters.
Just imagine, like these guys are in a corporate boardroom, high as shit.
Okay, what if we had a dog
Wait, a dog?
and he was in gold armor?
Wait.
What's his name?
Goldar.
Yeah.
Throw some wings on him just for fun. No.
But can he fly?
No.
So those truthfully
Yeah.
are two of my favorite characters.
They are fantastic.
So what'll happen is the bigger bad guy will come out. They will realize they're not strong enough in their human form.
Right.
Then they'll go, "It's Morphin time." The guitar kicks in.
Ding,
They
ding, ding,
change.
ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
They
They
Trini,
use-
Trini becomes a man.
They
Yes,
yeah, well
yes.
they use morphers, and these morphers are connected to like spirit animals, basically,
Kinda.
right? Which are called Zords, which you'll probably
Yes.
talk about here.
So
Yeah.
they get into their suits of armor, and then they'll usually fight the bad guy for a little bit. Now all of a sudden he's gigantic.
right, because Rita will like
Make him huge.
Yeah, she'll throw a spell or whatever it was
Yes.
to make him bigger.
And then they'll be like, "Uh-oh, we can't do this on our own." So then they'll like have these crazy like cutscenes of them like calling out for their for their Zords.
Yeah.
And so each individual character has their own Zord.
right.
And imagine it like a Gundam. So
It's
like
Voltron.
yes,
It's
it
legitimately
is Voltron.
stolen from Voltron.
It is Voltron.
Yeah.
So basically,
Yeah.
each of the 5 Rangers have their own robot
Right.
that they command that corresponds to whatever spirit animal they are.
Right, which were dinos in the first season.
Yes.
Yeah.
So pterodactyl, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus.
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute.
Triceratops.
What ranger was the Stegosaurus?
Wait,
Because
wait.
that would have been badass.
Wait. So it was wait.
The purple ranger was the
Yes,
Stegosaurus.
fuck Barney. So
I love
Jason,
you.
Jason was a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Jason was
Kimberly
Rex.
was the pterodactyl.
Yep.
Trini was saber-tooth tiger.
Saber-tooth tiger. Yep.
Zach was the mammoth.
Zach is the
Black.
Mastodon. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
and-
then Billy was a triceratops.
Triceratops.
That's where I fucked
yep.
it up.
Yep. No, that's all right. Stegosaurus is badass, though.
Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus
his ass
deserves. To be honest, Tommy, the Green Ranger,
Yes.
it's a Dragon Zord. Kind of looks like a Stegosaurus a little bit. A
Kinda.
little bit. A little
So,
bit.
so basically, like all 5 of them, because we're not going to really talk about Tommy,
Yeah, we'd have to talk about Tommy. He was a side character. He wasn't.
who eventually gets made into a main character,
Well,
but we
I
don't
mean,
have to deal with him.
He's very important, but right now in the series.
I'm really not going. I wasn't planning to go this detailed
Don't
into it.
worry about Tommy.
So I'm just kind of going over the formula for
Yep,
the episodes.
That's fine.
So they're individual robots. They can't take out the bad guy with their individual robots. So then they all band together to become the Megazord.
A Megazord.
The Megazord he looks like a robot.
Mm-hmm.
And it very much, when you see the footage, it's very much a man in a robot costume.
Yep.
Not trying to look like a robot in any way.
Cardboard costume.
And he usually has a sword.
Yep.
And he's fighting another giant creature
Yeah.
in like a Godzilla town.
Right, with like literally
Cardboard box town.
Yeah, where it like blows up and the buildings fall over.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
And the Megazord eventually defeats the bad guy.
Always
and
with
the
a single
day is
sword
saved.
swing. Yeah.
And then Rita will always be like, Rage!
Kind of like the end of Scooby Doo. I would have
Yes.
got away with it.
Meddling kids!
For you stupid
And,
rangers.
and then there's a lesson to be learned somehow for the day,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
episode ends.
They always wrap it up and they're like, Bulk, you shouldn't make fun of people like that. Okay, I won't.
Yeah, there's usually a lesson.
Right.
So yeah, that's quite literally every Power Rangers episode.
So if you guys stuck through that and you actually get it, the Power Rangers were literally 5 teenagers that were turned into these super powerful Rangers that basically just wear a leotard and a helmet. That then makes them strong enough to fight some alien that gets big. They grab all the robots, put them together, make one giant robot, kill them, and that's an episode. And then that happens over and over and over again for how many seasons?
27.
It's just, and what's crazy is the phenomenon is still nuts. There's still kids to this day want to dress up as a Power Ranger.
Yes. So basically,
nuts.
like I said, there's 27 seasons starting since 1993. Every few seasons, the show has a different storyline, and the show, like the characters change names, the show changes names, along with like some of the costumes will change, or like some Ranger will leave and they'll get a new one, and he's a different
Right,
color,
right.
or the Zords change, or something changes, or the location, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, for a really long time, Super Sentai and Power Rangers were vastly different stories.
Right.
In the last few years, as far as I understand,
Yeah.
the stories are now running pretty similar.
They're basically collaborating now.
but a
Yeah.
lot of the footage is now no longer taken from Super Sentai.
Interesting. American
I think
actually
some
done
stuff
footage.
is,
Okay, sure.
But
sure.
for the most part, as far as I understand, the America makes its own. Super Sentai makes
We're
its own.
talking about $1 billion franchise here. So
Yeah.
it's like when they first started and Saban's out there looking for financial
Yes.
support, they were doing what they could as cheap as they could with him being a producer showrunner.
Yes.
So I can only imagine. I mean, and the popularity with the first Power Rangers was crazy.
It was crazy. It was very much like
boy band
as
crazy.
soon as it came out, it was nuts.
Yeah.
Something about Power Rangers hit at the right time
Yeah.
with the right visuals, and it just took off like crazy.
I remember I was a huge fan as a kid. I loved it.
And so I'm going to now go over every different Power Rangers series.
Oh, you like, okay, do it. I'm down.
'Kay.
I'm down. We know the 101. We know how Power Rangers works. Talk to me.
I'm not going to give a brief description
Yep.
because you can probably figure out what
Yeah,
it's about
sure.
from the title.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to give dates
Okay.
of when the shows were on.
But I think it was pretty much yearly, right? If not sooner.
I would
Some
say
seasons might
about like 2 years for each one.
Okay, got it.
So it's been on for 27 seasons. There's 18 different shows.
Okay.
So
sure.
do with that what you will.
Well, and you know now it's 2021.
Yes.
So we're almost up to 20 years of Power Rangers.
Yes.
Right.
So obviously,
No.
1993
30 years of Power Rangers. Yeah.
started in 1983.
Yep.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yep. I was 9.
Then it. I don't. You always do that. You base everything on like, well, I was 10, so I would have seen it.
I was 9.
Then it moved into Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. I will give this much
forgot
about it.
that.
Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers was in 1996. It was a 10-episode arc to connect Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to the next show, which is
Sure.
Power Rangers Zeo.
Zeo. Yep.
Followed by Power Rangers Turbo.
Oh, that's right. And they actually made a movie.
We'll get to that.
Oh, good. Sweet.
Power Rangers in Space.
Power Rangers in Space.
Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Are you actually doing the theme songs
Yes,
for them?
that's what they are.
Oh, okay. I was looking up online. I don't think I watched past Zeo.
Okay, so FYI, you're going to go through this list, but Power Rangers in Space has the dopest song ever.
Sorry, you can't get better than Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
No.
That's my favorite.
It's better. It's
Don't-
better.
I
It's a
don't believe
sweet
you.
rock song.
Well, we'll listen to it when this is over.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so where was I? Lost Galaxy?
Yep, Lost Galaxy.
Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
Are you real? Is this for
He
real?
literally listens to them in the car.
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were like fucking around.
No, dude. I told you, we're
Power
fans.
Rangers Time Force.
Power Rangers Time Force.
Power Rangers Wild Force.
Power Rangers Wild Force.
Is this real?
Yes.
Power Rangers Ninja Storm.
Power Rangers Ninja Storm.
Power Rangers Dino Thunder.
Oh, I don't know Dino Thunder.
Power Rangers SPD, it's Space Patrol Delta.
Power Rangers SPD.
I can't. Power Rangers Mystic Force.
Oh, I don't remember Mystic Force. It's like some stupid fantasy sounding thing.
Power Rangers Operation Overdrive.
Oh, I don't remember Overdrive. I think I'm going to lose it now.
Power Rangers Jungle Fury.
Nope.
Power Rangers RPM.
Nope.
Power Rangers Samurai.
Nope.
Power Rangers Megaforce.
No.
Power Rangers Dino Charge.
See, okay, this bothers me because
There's
this is
three
like
dinos.
Well, yeah, they're rehashing. They're like, we're out of ideas.
Yes.
They're like, go back to dinosaurs. Go back to
Power Rangers Ninja Steel.
Yep.
Power Rangers Beast Morphers.
That sounds dumb.
Yeah. So, and then the show that's currently on right
Yeah.
now is Power Rangers Dino Fury.
See, and they already had Dino Force.
And Dino Thunder.
See, maybe it's just that dinosaurs are the most popular with kids.
Of course
And
they are.
they can recognize it versus
Yeah.
like Mystic Fury or whatever it
Yeah.
was. And also, did you say Samurai?
Samurai.
Yeah, so I think that's a cool concept, but again,
Sure.
maybe one that won't relate to a 4-year-old.
Yes.
As well as like, that's a Tyrannosaurus.
Right.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So, yeah, so like we kind of talked about before,
Yep.
all the episodes follow very similar formula.
yeah.
No matter where they are, whatever, like whatever time cop bullshit's happening,
Time
like they very much all follow a
Yes,
formula.
right.
But I mean, it makes sense because it's obviously made them a shitload of money. So why change it?
And the Rangers have always been in roughly a same type of suit, right? It's literally a spandex color with a helmet. It's very rare that there's more
Yes,
than
now
that.
I
Maybe
think
some
that
extra armor or
now
something.
I
but-
think that they are a little bit more high tech with the costumes.
Well, don't you remember the first time you see the Green Ranger and he has a effing vest on? You were like,
oh,
what?
that gold like
Yeah, yeah.
catcher's vest.
Yeah,
You're
like-
like, oh, he has accessories.
Yeah, you're like, this Ranger's even cooler than the normal Rangers.
Yeah. Well, then
Yeah.
and then like it. I feel like it's not. It wasn't widely used in all the episodes, but like they all have like weapons.
They always had weapons,
So
yep,
like,
yep.
but you don't see them sometimes.
No, but you did, and it wasn't the first couple episodes, or maybe it was. They put them together just like a Megazord does, and then
Yes.
it turns into like a super power blaster or something.
It wasn't like a big
that.
crossbow kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Because Jason has a sword.
Jason has a sword. Billy has lancers. Trini has daggers.
Kimberly has a bow and
She has
arrow.
a bow and arrow,
then
and Zach
had like
has an axe.
Yeah, he has an axe.
He has
I
an
just remember
axe.
he would always like
The
swing it
axe
around.
is actually the handle to the gun.
Yes.
It flips around. So That was always cool, and I remember like the visual effects on it. Like all of the Rangers blasters shoot their color, so it's like a
Yes.
rainbow beam.
Well, and then
at the bad
then
guy.
you have Tommy come in, and so he has the Dragon Zord, but he has like this dagger.
It's
that's
a
like
flute,
a piccolo.
dude. It's a flute.
Yeah, like, but honestly, dude, like when you see that for the first time, you're like, it has like a tiger head on it.
Oh wait, no. You're talking about Saban. That's the White Ranger. The dagger doesn't have that.
What? It doesn't?
No, the dagger never had a tiger head on it. It was a Dragon Zord. That would make no sense.
What am I thinking of?
You're talking about Saban. That's his name.
In the show, his name is Saban.
The tiger, which is his sword, as the White Ranger, not the Green Ranger.
Oh, I'm getting them confused.
Yeah. But no, when he has the dagger, though.
It's the little green, like, bleep, bleep, bleep.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
the coolest part. Is the Green Ranger initially he was evil, so he had
Yes.
his own Zord.
Yes.
And his Zord fought the Megazords, and then eventually they team up. But to summon his Zord, all the other ones get to call out.
Yeah.
He has a flute.
Yeah, he has to
His
play.
flute's-
He has to play a little tune.
Which is pretty. I mean, it was epic then. Now it's kind of like if you were in a fight and you were just going, 1 second, guys, let me go get my vehicle.
Hold on, guys, I
and
need to
you
play
take
a
your
song.
flute out.
So-
Yaz flute.
I just want people to know that when we all lived together, Andy and I, when Netflix
yeah.
when Netflix had Power Rangers come on, we were not only jazzed,
Avid.
we were
Watchers.
so excited. I think it was days.
We binged it for I want to say 4 days in a row, and we got through
couple seasons.
We got through the first. Power Rangers was 2 years. Mighty Morphin.
2 or 3.
I thought we got through that, and we got to Zeo.
I think we got to Zeo.
And maybe I don't know if we finished Zeo, but I remember we watched because there's a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
we watched it straight.
It would be like every night.
Ash would
like,
come home and be like, "Really, guys, you're still on the
Again?
couch, all day long."
It would just be like,
And we'd look at her and we'd just be like, "Ding, ding, 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 ding."
yeah. So obviously, like each season has different Zords or bad guys, and the bad guys change. So like Rita
Right.
Repulsa, eventually Lord Zed. Lord Zed was an American show. Like,
Oh, you mean character?
yeah. So
Yeah.
Rita Repulsa was a Japanese character that she got brought into the
Right.
American mainstream.
Lord Zed was created.
Zed was only an American character.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
did you write down his aesthetic?
No,
Because he's
So-
literally like muscle tissue.
Yeah,
right?
Lord Zed was quite literally imagine a human being
Yeah.
with no skin. It's just all muscle. And then he had this weird like chrome visor.
Yeah.
With like a
Yeah.
quail man like
It was
thingy
like,
on
it was like Cyclops from X-Men Visor.
Yes, and then he had like a staff.
He had a
But-
staff, and he had like a reverse exoskeleton that was metal around his chest and his arms and his legs.
Yes.
It was just a little bit of armor, but it was just enough.
Well, because they couldn't have like his dick out.
yeah, just
Or his
something
butt
covering
cheeks.
his nether region.
Yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah.
And he's just doing a windmill or
Yeah.
a helicopter.
So
Gross.
so most of the actors who were on the show were only on for a couple seasons.
Correct.
And
Yep.
then, over time, sometimes they would come back for a special thing, or they would, like, I know Jason from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came back for a little bit.
Yeah, the Red Ranger, he came back multiple times, actually. He comes back as the Black Ranger.
Yes.
Or, Gold Ranger.
Oh, sorry.
He was mostly black, but he had gold accents. They still called him the Gold Ranger. And then he came back again as the Red Ranger. There was like an episode
There was a throwback
called
period of time.
Forever Red or
Yeah.
something. And it was all the Red Rangers from across the
Okay, that's cool.
universe all come to fight some
So
villain.
the two actors with the most credits for Power Rangers.
I can give you this right now. Can I guess it?
Sure.
Okay. Jason David Frank.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Which is Tommy.
Yes.
And then Yost.
Yes.
David
So-
Yost, which is Billy.
Yes.
The
So
Blue Ranger. Yep.
the two, I don't have exactly how many episodes, but Jason David Frank was Tommy, so the Green/White Ranger.
Right.
He was on the show for an extended period of
Well,
time.
yeah, because he was also the Red Ranger
Yes.
as the Zeo Ranger.
Yeah.
And he was another Red Ranger, too.
But then he comes back and does a bunch of other stuff.
Yes, he does.
And then David Yost as Billy stayed on for a long time.
Yep. Blue Ranger transitioned to Alpha 5's assistant, and then so on. So, but the other characters left, right?
Yes, David Yost basically became like the Q for James Bond, where
Yeah.
he would make sure that they had all their information, and It upsets me a little bit to find out later that apparently he wasn't treated very well.
Well, yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, his homosexuality was treated very poorly on set.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And he was an older actor. The rest
Yes.
of them were I mean, they
Younger.
were younger. All of them were in their 20s, if I'm not mistaken.
But even 5 years would put him in a different age group.
Yeah.
So it made me
Right.
bummed out, like, knowing that afterwards, that, like,
Right.
he wasn't treated very well.
Right.
So that bums me out.
You know that 90s, like, rough culture, probably.
I mean, not that it was okay, but
no,
it
not
sucks.
at all. Not at all.
And then Trini from the original series.
Oh, yeah, she passed
She died in a
away.
car accident.
Right. That's crazy.
I think even, was it before the Power Rangers movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they actually had, in the storyline, they had 3 new Rangers take over for the other Rangers.
Yes.
Now, I think Trini had actually not passed away yet, but decided to leave the show.
Yeah, because
Something
I know
like
Zach
that.
left too.
Yeah. So he left, and Jason, the Red
Jason,
Ranger,
yes.
left. They were replaced by Rocky, Adam, and Aisha.
Yes.
And
I
then-
liked Aisha.
Yeah, and then that's who was actually in the movie. Yep.
So,
Right.
speaking of movies,
Oh yes, because it was popular enough to have a movie.
there are 3 Power Rangers movies.
Oh, I forgot about the
Don't
newest
talk
one.
about it.
I'm so sorry.
So the original movie,
Yep.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie,
so good.
1995.
God, it holds
I
up.
just recently rewatched it with Lincoln.
Ding, 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 ding,
It's
ding,
so
ding,
good.
ding, 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 ding.
So,
Yep.
I haven't seen one of them, so I don't know a lot about it. So I'm hoping you do.
Sure.
But basically, so Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, Ivan Ooze is released in Angel Grove.
Yep.
And he wants to take vengeance upon Zordon for locking him up for like 6,000 years.
Right. Yes.
He gets into the Power Rangers base, attacks Zordon.
He does.
Zordon is now dying.
Yes.
The Power Rangers have no powers anymore.
Right. Yep.
Sorry, my throat's dry. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about too many Power Rangers here.
I'm sorry. So, with the last bit of his power, he sends the Rangers off to planet Phaedos.
Yep, I remember that.
Where they get their new powers.
Right. At
The
first,
like Ninja Zords.
but they're actually, don't they get their Zeo powers or no?
I don't think so.
So this was in between those two things.
'Cause-
When they come
okay.
back, they're still Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but now their Zords changed.
Yes, because
That's right.
it becomes red is a monkey. It's an ape. It's like a gorilla or an ape.
Yeah, oh, you're right. Yes, you're
Yellow
right. Yep.
is a bear.
Yep.
No.
Yellow is a bear. You're right.
Okay.
Yep.
Pink is okay.
Pink.
Pink is like still a pterodactyl, or no, it's like an eagle or a falcon or something like that.
She's like a, not a phoenix, but like a.
It's a bird.
It's a crane.
Okay, whatever.
She's a crane.
I'm trying to think because I have the Lincoln has the McDonald's toys.
Yeah, it's
so
she's a crane now.
black is a frog,
He's a frog.
and
Yep.
then green or blue is
Blue's a wolf.
that's right.
Yep.
And then White Ranger. He's the eagle, like
He's the eagle.
He's like the
Yep.
falcon,
Yep.
whatever. So and then their costumes change a little bit, where they're like ninjas.
Yeah, well, yeah, they actually have like ninja suits, and then
Yes.
they morph back into Power Rangers, which is funny. Their helmets stayed Zords, stayed the Dino Zords, even when
Really?
they had their new.
I never
powers.
noticed that.
Yep, and they stayed that way the entire time.
Interesting.
series.
They must have
So
been too expensive to
That's
make.
what I think, because those helmets probably cost a lot of
A
money.
lot of money.
But I remember it was so popular, and they needed a way to transition between the two episodes, and it was so popular they made the film. They had enough budget to make this. I mean, we're talking like back then the graphics were fantastic. Ivan
They-
Ooze is this
Some-
gooey.
some-
It doesn't hold up now,
No.
but back then.
But his
Epic.
makeup and stuff
Yeah.
looks great.
To be honest, the graphics were really bad during the fights at the end of the movie. Like the
Oh,
that doesn't hold up
man.
at all.
It's
now.
rough.
And it's like an ant and like a scorpion or something that they're fighting at the end, and it's
Yeah,
really.
and then at certain points he turns into stuff. It's not good.
Oh yeah, well he like takes over the body of the ant, and then Ivan Ooze's head is just on it, and it looks really terrible. It
Well,
looks really bad.
And basically, he locks Rita, Repulsa, and Lord Zed away.
Right,
So he takes over.
That's why there's some stakes in it, because Rita and Zed were already evil
Enough.
overlords.
Yeah.
And then they come and Ivan Ooze is more powerful for them. And so
Yes.
you were like, oh, now the Power Rangers have some really bad villain they got to take out.
Yeah.
So, but I remember fight scenes, choreography, lighting. That movie was dope. So
It was really cool, and I
Yep.
remember the beginning of the movie opens with them skydiving.
They were skydiving.
and then Tommy has like a snowboard while he's skydiving for some reason.
Airboard.
But you're just like, whatever, I'm here for it. And I
And it opens up with Red Hot Chili Peppers.
oh
like,
yeah.
What is it? Around the World or something like that. I don't remember.
And so then I had oh my god, dude, you don't understand. I had so much merchandise. Power Rangers.
See, I didn't have as much toys.
I had so much stuff. So I had this doll. It was Tommy, and he had like a parachute attached to him.
Yeah.
So you throw him, and he's
'Cause
supposed
it's
to like.
supposed to be like the movie,
Yeah.
like him doing the jump.
And
yeah.
then I also had all the McDonald's toys.
Yep. Yep. I
and-
remember you telling me that.
So I have them all. They're not my original toys.
Okay.
But Lincoln has a set now because at McDonald's you could get it was the Power Ranger with their Zord.
Oh, right. Sure. Yeah.
they were from the
right.
movie.
Well, like I said, they were licensed and marketed everywhere.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
it was crazy.
I mean, Saban was a genius.
yes, he was. He's a good marketer. He knew how to sell stuff.
Yes, and so the toys were incredible. Like all this stuff was insane. So then 1997,
Okay.
Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, so what
based on obviously Power Rangers Turbo.
Yeah, so what happened is you had Power Rangers, then you had the movie hit, and then you had Power Rangers Zeo, and then it kind of waned a little bit. Like there just was not
Yeah.
as much, I don't know if it was fatigue or everyone had just, you got enough Power Rangers. So it did dip in ratings.
Yeah.
And so, but what that meant
don't
is it
think-
dipped in budget.
And I don't think it had a theatrical release.
It might have limited, but it was like one of those straight to DVD
Yeah, so-
movies. And so, if you watch it, it just feels like a long episode. It doesn't feel like a movie.
I watched a trailer for it.
Yeah.
The budget is not there.
You could tell. Yes, you could tell.
So basically, the Power Rangers must stop an evil space pirate Divatox
Yep.
from releasing a powerful creature to take over the world.
Yeah,
Basically,
and I think Tommy's in that one too. I think he's the Red Ranger again.
I didn't
Something
look
like
at the
that.
cast.
But they just have fast vehicles or something like that. I think. Power
Yeah,
Rangers
Turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about them in cars and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep.
There's a couple where the whole series is just like they have cars.
Yeah, I think SPD is like
Yes.
that too.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
So I haven't watched that one.
Yeah.
By 1997, I was pretty, I think, out of Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, I am almost going into high school in '97, so for me, I'm like, I don't think I watched any of that stuff.
I think I'm trying to remember because I know. See, it's hard because the first Power Rangers movie came out in 1995.
Yeah.
So
right.
it's like 2 years later. I'm trying to be like I still wasn't into Power Rangers.
I don't
Maybe
know. I would go. I mean, I was 11, and then I was 13, and I bet at 13 I wasn't digging Power Rangers. I think I was into wrestling at that point. I was
I'm
watching a lot more
trying.
wrestling.
I'm trying to remember, but I don't obviously. So I know I watched the first freaking Power Rangers movie a million times.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think is I was just like, no, I'm good with this
No,
one.
I'll go back and watch that original one again.
Dude, I still watch that one. I put it on for Lincoln the other day, the original Power Rangers movie, because he's just starting to get into like Ninja Turtles
yep.
and like fighting bad guys.
Sure.
And
Yep.
I'm trying to be careful
Cammy
because
loves that stuff.
he wants to do karate. So
yeah, get a kick to the face.
it's hiya, hiya.
Yeah.
Well, I need him to understand before he learns karate
Right.
what's okay to kick and what's not okay to kick.
Sure.
People are not okay to
Yeah,
kick.
mommy's not a punching bag here.
No.
Yeah.
And the kid already uses me like a jungle gym. So
right, climbing all over everything.
So I'm trying to figure that one out, but he gets like we'll play Ninja Turtles on the computer or whatever. He'll get like get the bad guys,
Right.
and so I'll go. So he'll play with his Power Rangers toys, and he'll get the bad guys. So I think
Yeah.
we're gonna try it again.
Sure. Yeah.
But
See where you go with it.
he's not quite there yet.
Okay.
But then we have in 2017 Power Rangers. So
I
five
had
teens,
such high hopes for this movie.
5 teens stumble upon an old alien spaceship, gain superpowers, and must overcome their own personal issues to defeat an ancient alien threat that wants to destroy the world.
Yeah. So
So here's the deal. Here's the deal with that movie.
Yes.
If you are a fan of Power Rangers, listener,
Yeah.
and you've never watched that movie, just don't.
Yeah, don't let
Just
it
don't.
ruin.
You ever heard the thing like "Don't ever meet your heroes"?
That's what it is.
Don't ever watch that new Power Rangers movie. So basically, the thing is, their Power Rangers suits
Yep.
looked incredible.
I thought that. I agree.
The
I thought it looked good. The costume design looked
promotional
great.
images looked incredible.
Yes, they did.
So it's 5 teenagers. They all meet in detention.
Yeah, they did.
And
yeah, right.
they end up going to a quarry because apparently that's where you hang out when you're a troubled teen.
Right.
And they all kind of become friends. Dude, do you need a lozenge?
I legit am getting hit all of a sudden with like crazy allergies. I don't know what's happening.
So it's these 5 kids who wouldn't be interested in each other.
Yeah, they're
and-
all like outcast this time though, rather than like following those.
Well, the Red Ranger's absolutely not. He is like the jock.
oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I forgot the movie already.
He's actually like this guy from Stranger Things, and like I didn't realize it.
Oh,
and then last
okay.
night when I was looking at it, I was just like,
Oh, I see.
So,
I just know one's an orphan, and like one is like she's Latino and like dealing with issues with her family because I think she's figuring her sexual orientation out.
Yes.
And I think you still have the popular girl and the jock.
Yes.
And then you've got the nerd.
yes.
But they changed his ethnicity.
Oh,
right?
yeah, they all
'Cause
had
now he's
different-
African American
Yeah,
instead
one
of a
was
white
Asian, whatever.
nerdy dude. And,
So,
yeah.
basically, it's those kids,
Right.
and then Zordon is,
Oh, Bryan Cranston.
that's right. I was like,
dude.
Walter White.
Yes, he is from
and
Breaking
then
Bad.
he was fine as
Malcolm in the
Zordon.
Middle. It was
like
okay,
whatever. And then I always thought Zordon looked like Uncle Fester. So
Yeah,
like,
right.
if you're not like a weird bald dude,
It
I'm
doesn't
not
work.
here about
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't work.
So then they are like, they have to earn their powers.
Yeah, this one was, I'll be honest, the whole entire movie, 3/4 of it is them like deserving to be a
And
ranger.
I think that
Yeah.
that's where, because obviously they had big plans for this series.
They did,
Because
yeah.
the first movie, they were going to earn their powers
Yep.
and save the day.
Very much an origin story.
And then in the subsequent movies, you could tell they were going to have them go on these whirlwind adventures.
yeah, they were gearing up.
So you are going in to see the Power Rangers,
Right.
and you only see the Power Rangers for the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Yep, and even then, it's lame.
Yes.
And there's not a lot
Stupid.
there. Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, I saw more actual Power Rangers in the poster.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good way to
Like,
describe it.
wow. So then,
It was bad.
basically, the big bad in the movie is Rita Repulsa.
Which is fine,
And
but
so it was Elizabeth Banks.
which I love her as an actress, and she produced the movie. If you didn't know,
Yeah, I think I did know that.
Yep.
But I was a little like put off by her character design, but I
Yeah.
actually overall I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
She very much had like this emerald green thing.
Well, because she's the Green Ranger in
Yeah,
the movie.
yes.
Right.
And
right.
but she had like this kind of alien looking
Yeah.
like stuff all over her face and stuff, and I think that if they didn't make her Rita Repulsa, it would have worked. They had
Yeah.
said she was a Green Ranger, she was evil, blah blah blah. Her
Right.
name is Elizabeth Banks, whatever. She's a bad guy.
Right. Sure.
I think I might have gotten a little bit more on board with it.
Yeah.
But
Or turned her into Tommy. Something like that would have been cool.
So then she decides to release a creature upon the world,
Right.
Goldar.
Yep.
And I was like, oh Lord,
You were like,
we
this-
are gonna see a gold
This
dog
is
with
so
wings.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
Goldar ended up being a giant creature made
Okay.
out of goopy gold.
So, do you know Killer Instinct from Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
You know Cinder?
Not off the top of my head.
So Cinder's a guy just made of like
Goop.
goop and
Yeah.
flame.
Yeah.
He looked exactly like that. It's just Goldar was straight gold, like melting gold, and it's just a giant.
It was
like
so
you
bad.
know those wooden character action pose characters you can get.
Yes.
Like there's just stands, probably like a
Yes.
foot tall. It looked like that, but made
Yes.
of gold.
Yes.
And it was not even close to the characters. It didn't even have a nod
No, nothing.
to the
And-
show.
And I think
Yeah.
that was where I was like, man, you don't give a shit about your fan base.
Right.
Because not only is Rita Repulsa nothing like who her original
No,
character was.
she wasn't.
She looks nothing like her. She
Acts nothing like her.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then she brings up Goldar, who in the TV show is her lackey.
Yes, right.
But like now he's this
my queen.
divine creature who's gonna destroy the world.
Yeah.
And he literally just looks like melting. He looks like a ice cream cone that's melting, but he's gold.
It looks bad. It's
There's
bad.
there's
bad.
a character in Nightmare Before Christmas, and he's basically like a goop man, and he just kind of like drips the
Kinda
whole
the
time.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? It was very much like, what did they do to my boy?
I just know.
Like, look what they did to my boy.
Being a fan, when you went into that movie, you were like, oh my God, I'm going to see some Rangers. I'm going to see some Rangers. Oh, there's the teenagers. Cool. What's going on? Okay, so they're going to learn about something, right? They're going to do something, right? They're going to get their powers soon, right?
Man.
When are we going to see some Rangers? And then you finally see the Rangers. They barely do anything, and then they're jumping into Zords automatically.
Yes.
And then the Zords don't look anything like the original
No.
Megazord.
No.
And then you fight a Goldar that doesn't look like the original dumb-looking Goldar, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then the movie just ends.
Well, and then the actors who played Kimberly and Tommy from the original series,
They're like in the crowd.
they made the tiniest little cameo, and like
Yeah.
you can very much tell that they're setting this up to be this huge franchise, and you're like, oh man.
But it was
what
like Dead
a
on
disappointment.
Arrival.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. Like once that came out, somebody had to watch that as a producer and be like, guys, this pays no nod to even fandom. I mean, right now nostalgia's so hot.
Yeah.
Why in the world would you not cater to fandom?
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, the movie's 5 years old now.
Sometimes
right?
I want to go back and
Yeah.
rewatch it because I literally saw it once.
I watched it on a plane again, and I was like, oh, man. And I didn't realize how long it took before you see Rangers.
I
And I
know.
was like, this is ridiculous. This is taking so long.
I
So,
watched it one time,
Yep.
and I do want to watch it again. I think I will after all this because
Yeah.
now it's in my brain. But it's like I want to watch it again, but I don't want to clear my schedule to watch it.
I think they need to completely reboot the series.
They need to start
Mighty
over.
Morphin.
Yes.
Same story, same origin, updated everything.
Yeah.
And or go animated, dude. Do an animated, just like they do
Yeah.
with Transformers or
Well, there's a
with
ton of
Star
like
Wars. Or
I have some kids books for Lincoln
Yep.
that are like Power Rangers cartoon books.
Sure. Yep.
And they're really cute.
Right.
I mean, it would cater to a younger audience.
Sure.
But I'd be on board. So now let's talk about toys.
Oh, that market was just as crazy as everything else.
I
Movies
don't
and such,
have
so.
a million things I want to talk about
Right.
because,
Sure.
truthfully, there's a show on Netflix. It's called The Toys That Made Us.
Yep.
And that.
It does a really good job of
Oh
talking
my
about
God!
the Power Ranger
So
franchise.
not only do they
Yep.
talk about a shitload of different toy franchises, but they have a whole episode dedicated to the Power Rangers toys.
Yep.
If you're interested at all or remember those toys as a kid, go watch that because
they're
it's
cool.
seriously cool. It's
Really
good.
cool toys. Yep.
So basically, Bandai was making Power Rangers toys for almost the entire line of the series.
Right.
Bandai made all of the iconic toys in the 90s. The original Power Rangers toys included the 8-inch figures,
Yep.
which were the fucking coolest.
They were cool.
And they came in those really cool triangle boxes.
Yep. I remember that.
And Power Rangers toys, the logos on these toys were iconic. They had the green and the yellow, and you knew without even really having to read that box. If you saw the corner of that box, you're
You
like,
knew
"That's a
what that
Power Rangers
was.
toy."
Yeah.
And so you could not only just buy the Rangers, you could buy the Zords, you could buy the Megazord,
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
And you could even buy their individual weapons.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. Yep.
so-
I even remember gloves. I had
Yes.
Billy's gloves, and you could click them together, and they make his Ranger morphing noise.
You could buy
cool.
the helmets, you could
Yeah.
buy the belt, you could buy the morpher,
Yeah.
anything you wanted,
That's
and
cool.
you could buy different figurines of the characters, like the bad guys and stuff. They also at that time they also had really iconic toys where the Ranger had a button on its chest where you click
Oh.
it and the head would
Yep,
flip.
it would flip from the kids to
their head
Ranger
to
helmet.
the helmet.
Yep.
And so then at the same time, like I talked about earlier, the McDonald's toy line for the movie was huge.
It was big.
It wasn't a terribly long, it ran while the movie was in theaters.
Sure.
But those toys are iconic
Yep.
to the Power Rangers toys.
And collectible now too.
Very.
Because of it.
So they're obviously still making toys, but those for me are the iconic toys.
Sure, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
in 2001, Disney bought Power Rangers from Saban.
I heard that was like one of the biggest purchases in a long time.
Yes,
Yep.
it was huge.
Yep.
So they put a lot more money into the toy line and into the show.
Right.
So what's funny is this guy that my sister went to school with, he moved to LA
Yeah.
to do like some acting and stuff. He actually auditioned to be on Power Rangers.
Really?
Yeah, this
That's
was like
crazy.
mid 2000s.
We might have talked about this already, but my sister's old district manager for 9 West, the shoe store that shut down,
Yeah.
he was the Green Ranger
What?
in one of the episodes. Yeah, or in one of the seasons. Yep. He's a Green Ranger. Just the Green Ranger.
And
like,
now he works for a
or did.
closed
yeah,
shoe store.
he was he was a district,
I didn't know that.
district manager for
What?
shoe store, yeah. But it just shows you once you've done Power Rangers, it doesn't automatically guarantee you start.
Is anyone famous who was on Power Rangers?
The only person I can think of that really hit it big was
The answer is no.
no. Amy Jo Johnson did not.
Kimberly.
Yeah, she had a lot of good
she
stuff.
did a
back
lot
in
of
the
like
day, right?
TV shows.
Yep.
And then Jason David Frank has done some stuff. He's actually an MMA fighter
Yeah,
now.
he did do that. Yeah.
He's
Yep.
jacked.
Yeah, he is. Super tatted, I think.
But I
everywhere,
mean,
too.
I've seen him at a couple Comic Cons, and I
Yeah.
met David Yost one year at Comic Con, and they were both very nice.
Yeah. They're both swell guys.
But so I don't know how much Disney bought Power Rangers for. I couldn't find that number.
Sure.
In 2010, Saban buys Power Rangers back from Disney
After he made the profit.
for $60 million.
They bought more. I think they bought it for more than that, though, from him.
Yeah, because
I think
Disney
he made a deal.
Yes,
on
he
it.
did. Because Disney did okay with the series.
Yeah.
But it was almost too saturated. They
Sure.
were changing
Yep.
a lot.
Yep.
So Saban is still owning the Power Rangers.
Yep.
2019,
Yep.
Bandai stops making Power Rangers toys and the line moves to Hasbro.
Okay.
So for the last couple
Yep.
years,
Yep.
Bandai no longer
It's
makes them.
moved to Hasbro.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
But I think that's wild that for pretty much the whole, like, almost entire line of Power Rangers toys to now was Bandai Namco.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's kind of where we're at with the toys. That's
Sure.
all I have.
Yep, that's the toy line.
Very quickly, the last thing I want to talk about was Power Rangers video games.
Oh, sure.
There have
Yep.
been a handful of games. I'm not going to go over them. There's been 24 in total. Pretty much one for every new series that comes out.
Sure, that makes sense. Yep.
The ones I really just want to highlight
Yeah.
are the ones that we probably played, obviously.
Yep.
1994, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Super good.
95, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Not as good.
Not as good.
But still okay.
95, Power Rangers, the Fighting Edition.
My favorite game.
So good.
To be able to fight as Zords is amazing.
Yes. And then most recently, 2019, Battle for the Grid.
Which is awesome.
It's really fun.
I actually just played that again, and all the characters, and there's crazy lore. There's like
Yes.
other things. They made Power Rangers comic books.
Yes. There's a
right.
Power Rangers, like, tons of Power Rangers comic books now. They kind of all have their own storylines and stuff. There is a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like, with the Justice League, I think.
Whoa, what?
There's
That's awesome.
crazy crossover stuff.
Probably Power Rangers with turtles.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
know
like
there's
that,
Power
yeah.
Rangers with turtles. There's a ton of stuff I want to get into.
Sure.
There's a toy that I see now that like comes up in Facebook ads. It's like Shredder and the Green Ranger
Oh,
morphed
nice.
together, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I love it.
Wait, is that what are you talking about Lord Dracon?
I don't know. It said Shredder.
Oh, okay, so maybe that's not it. Now, this is not Power Rangers 101 stuff, but just a little brief fun stuff. The Lord Dracon story, and I think it was Power Rangers comics, if I'm not mistaken. He basically is Tommy's clone who didn't join the Power Rangers. He actually killed them off and then became like super villain.
Ooh.
And then he gets more and more brutal, and he turns into like this crazy, like evil ranger that wants to destroy the earth, and it's awesome. It's a great storyline. and
I just
suggest people
Googled
check
him.
it out.
No, that's not what I saw.
All right, got it.
But yeah, man, that's what I have
Cool,
for Power
man.
Rangers.
Well, I know I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. I know Ashley has taken a moment to just be real quiet this episode as a stance against Power Rangers, right?
I mean, I'm not against it.
It's even made her more sick.
It's.
I'm not a good.
I don't need to talk.
Sorry. Guys, if you enjoy our 101 episodes and you like Power Rangers, if you want us to do a Power Rangers 201, let us know.
Wouldn't it be 102?
No. We want to get real advanced.
Oh, okay, cool. Good to know.
Or if you guys just want to see more or hear more one-on-one episodes, let us know. Amanda, where can people find us on the Insta?
Okay, this always stresses me out, so here we go. So check out our Instagram at Real Awkward Podcast. You can talk to us over there. If you like our show, share it with somebody else,
Like
or
your mom?
not your mom. And I don't know, man. If you can review us, please do. It really helps us out.
Cool. All right.
I don't know why. I can't. It stresses me out every time.
I wish you guys could see it. Amanda's like,
I don't know why.
guys, thank you so much for listening. We will catch you on the next episode of Real Awkward.
Bye-bye.
Bye.